Today I'm going to show you how to do point-by-point lighting calculations in 3ds Max Design. And this assumes that you've already exported your model from Revit and imported it into 3ds Max, or built your model within 3ds Max already. So you can see we're starting with this plain box model with some lights inside. And I'll select the ceiling, right-click, and select Hide Selection so we can look inside. And I'll zoom out, select the sun and sky object and the camera, and delete them because we won't be using them in this analysis. So the first thing we want to do is create materials to associate with these objects. So I'll click on the Slate Material Editor button and drag a material into the navigator. I'll select the Mental Ray Arc and Design material. It's a general material that you can use for lighting analysis. And you can see all the properties that come up if you double click on it. We're going to change the reflectivity and the glossiness and any other parameters that might affect the lighting analysis. You can also change the color and give it a new name. So you want to repeat this process for all the materials that you'll need for your objects. And I've created 3 materials for this analysis, one for the floor, one for the ceiling, and one for the walls and the supermarket aisles that you can see in the middle there. And so what we can do is go into the editor and select the walls. And once you have those selected, we can go back into the Slate Material Editor, click on the walls material, and click on the button in the upper left that associates the material to the selection. Another way to assign a material to an object is to click on that output node and just drag it into the main editor. At this point, you'll also want to unhide your ceiling and assign it a material. And here's a tricky thing. When you export from Revit, the lights get exported separately as an object and photometric data. So you can see here the small white thing that looks like a pendant hanging down from the ceiling is the fixture object, and the web is the photometric data. In order to get the lighting analysis to perform properly, you need to select all of those fixture objects and delete them so it doesn't block the reflections up to the ceiling. So what you can do is select one of those pendants and right click and select Similar, and it will select all of the pendants, and you can just delete them in one action. So now that we've got those fixtures out of the way, we'll switch to a top view and create a light meter. In order to do that, you'll select Lighting Analysis from the top, Create Light Meter, and just drag a rectangle onto the floor. So once you've placed your light meter, you can adjust its length and width and number of segments here at the right in the Properties bar. And once you've set those, you can right click and select Move. And you can drag the meter using the axis arrows, or you can go down to the bottom and manually change its coordinates. We're going to want to change the Z coordinate here to 30, so it's measuring the light at 30 inches off the floor. And I'll also adjust the position of the meter to be in the center of the aisles. You also have to right click and check Unhide All, so you will get the ceiling to show back up. If you don't unhide everything, then those objects won't be factored into your lighting calculation. So in order to do the lighting calculation, you can scroll down and select Calculate All Light Meters. And once the calculation finishes, you can re-hide the ceiling, and you can see the light level values are displayed in the light meter. You can also adjust the color coding settings for the light meter by going to Lighting Analysis, selecting the Lighting Analysis Assistant, and you can change the max value to a more appropriate value. In addition, you can also export your light meter values to a CSV file by going to the Analysis Output tab and selecting Batch Export Light Meter Data to File. Then you'll navigate to the Export folder and open the CSV in Excel or another editing program, and you'll see all of the exported values. And what we care about right now is the total luminance there. It's exported into foot candles, and we can calculate an average value of 83.5 foot candles at 30 inches off the ground in that aisle. That wraps up the tutorial on point-by-point lighting analysis in 3ds Max Design. If you'd like to see how to create a Revit model to export to 3ds Max, you can check out our other videos, or we have other videos also on exporting energy model geometry to eQuest.